Scrappers, it's Vanessa here, and I'm back with week 4 of the She's Crafty mini paper class. And I thought I would just show you really quick what I pulled to create this layout, and then we will speed up the video and put the layout together. You'll have seen the sketch at the beginning, and I am using the Vicki Boutin. I am not sure which collection. I think this is from her first collection, but this is the paper pad that I am going to work with. And I've already done some of the prep work for this one, so I know I'm going to back my photo with this paper here. And then I pulled out several different patterns from the paper pad, and I did go ahead and, like the sketch calls for, I did go ahead and die cut a whole bunch of hearts. So I have the yellow, the orange, this purpley blue, and then this blue and cream kind of grid. So those are going to be the pattern papers that I'm going to play with for this layout today. I also have a piece of white cardstock for my background and a piece of blue cardstock to mat my or frame my layout, and that matches this blue here in the collection really well. Now I also picked some washi tape, and then as you can see here, these are all of my die cut hearts. I also have some of the letters that I'm going to use, which I've already cut from a sheet of letter stickers that I created from Nicole Jones Printables. I have some cameras that are from a Printables. These are from an Etsy shop, and so I've cut a couple of those to maybe use on the page. I also punched some little glitter hearts in gold. I have this printable. This, I believe, is from Tracy Reed in one of her collections. So lots of digital printable collections that I'm using today. And then I have my photo, which is of my son. I have some L Studio wood veneer pieces that I think I may add in. I have the Vicki Boutin stickers that I believe, yep, these are the ones I think. No, these did not go with this collection. They were from a different collection, but I have this one, as well as just some random stickers from, this is some crepe paper and I believe some Pink Fresh. So we'll see if I get some of those used up. I also have this alpha set here, which is called Sarah, and I'm going to use those to also use for my title. Now for stamps for this one, I have the Vicki Boutin stamp set here, and I think I'm going to be using some of these background type stamps, as well as this stamp set from L Studio, and this is from the Sketch to Finish Volume 5. This is the stamp set, and so I am going to use that as well. So, I am also going to use these two colors of ink, which is the Prima, this is Hydrangea Petals, and then the Apricot colors, which match this collection pretty well. I'm also going to finish it up with some blue sequins from my stash. And so with that, I am going to speed up this video and we are going to put this layout together.
Okay, scrappers, so the first thing that we're going to do here is we are going to add some interest to our white cardstock that we're going to use for this layout. So the first thing I'm going to do is take some of that Prima ink that I showed in the beginning of the video, and I'm taking the apricot color, and I'm going to use that to lay down some color, kind of following the line that you see in the sketch there of kind of how the hearts are going to fall. And then I'm also bringing it out here on this bottom half of the layout, because that is kind of mirroring where the photo and the title kind of show up on the sketch. So I'm following the sketch closely by way of how the hearts are cascading down and that there's a little bit of embellishment off to the right of the photo. So once I have that color down, I'm just going to dilute a little bit more of the ink with some water to create some splatters, and that is going to be the background color on that white cardstock. Now I'm going to take the blue, and I believe the color is called Hydrangea, I think. And I'm going to do some stamping in this purpley kind of royal blue color, I guess you could call it. I'm taking that L Studio stamp and I'm stamping the stamp that says "Love You to the Moon and Back." So I'm going to stamp that first, and then I am going to take the hearts from that LE Studio stamp set, and I'm going to stamp hearts in the background of my page as well. So there's two sizes. There's a smaller heart and a larger heart. So I'm just going to again follow the path of those hearts in the sketch and just do some stamping. So a lot of this will get covered up, but it just adds again another little layer to the background. And I am bringing my photo back in so that I can kind of get some placement, because the other thing I'm doing here is I'm taking this journaling spot stamp and I wanted to get an idea of where I needed to put that with my photo. So I'm going to, off camera, I will at some point get my journaling in that little journaling spot, but it won't be there in the final photos, but that is where I'm going to put some journaling. Now I have jumped over to that Vicki Boutin stamp set, and I have this sort of X's, or I guess they could be little crosses. I am stamping that around each of those heart clusters that I stamped, and that is going to pretty much do my background. So now the fun comes in with all of those die cut hearts that I showed at the beginning of the video, and I just went through those several pattern papers that I chose, and I just die cut all of these hearts. And so now I'm just going to play with sort of an arrangement of the hearts, trying to just make sure that I have in each, there's not so much 3 clusters on this layout. I just sort of have hearts kind of falling down the page, but I'm just trying to make sure that in each kind of grouping of those hearts that I have a good representation of each of the pattern papers. So there's no real rhyme or reason to this. I am just sort of making them kind of cascade down that mixed media line of watercolor that I have down the page, and I don't sort of have them filling all of it in. I just have them kind of almost little groupings, I guess you could say. And so once I have all of the larger hearts in, I do come back in with a couple of these gold punched hearts as well, and I put a few of those in each of the clusters. And so that's what you see me doing here. I have 2 sizes. I have a very, very tiny one and then sort of a larger heart, and I'm just kind of adding those in. They add just a little bit of sparkle and a little bit of a different texture since they are a glitter. Now comes the sort of additional embellishments that I pulled out for this page. I kept it very, very simple with the fact that I have those hearts are obviously the main embellishment, and I did fussy cut a few cameras, and those will go in each cluster, but I did not pull a whole lot of other embellishments for this layout. I wanted to keep it pretty true to the original. I did go ahead and mat my photo on that pattern paper that I showed at the beginning. You can't actually tell that it has, birds in the background. It's really just the peak of color that coordinates with all those pattern papers that I was kind of going for. So that worked out really well for matting my photo. Now off camera, I did go ahead and glue all of those hearts down so that I wouldn't have to fight with those as I finished up the embellishing pieces of this layout. I wanted to get in some washi, so I did add a little bit of orange washi to the top and bottom of the photo. And then, like I said, I had those sticker sheets and things that I showed at the beginning of the video. I did go through and just chose a few stickers off of those sticker sheets that I thought I could use to make just some simple little additional embellishments for the page. And so I've just layered up some labels there at the top of the photo. I brought in that stamped "Love You to the Moon" and back label. Here are the cameras. They're going to come back in, as well as I did pull out 3 hearts from that wood veneer, L Studio wood veneer that I showed. And I have a few little word strips from, again, those sticker sheets. So like I said, I kept the embellishing pretty simple on this one. I wanted to add just a bit more black because I do know that, as you can see there over to the side, I am bringing in my title. And my title is a black and white sort of thicker font, and then I have these little tile stickers from Nicole Jones Printables, and that's going to make my title. So I did add a little bit more black with not only the cameras but those little plus signs from one of the sticker sheets as well, and that just kind of brings a little bit more of the black around the page to kind of tie my title in with the rest of the page. So I really like how that all kind of coordinates together. And my title for this one is "Adorable Even When Grumpy." And this is a picture of my son he's riding the carousel at the Magic Kingdom. And he was none too impressed. He was not very keen on riding this ride, and he was making it quite known. So he had his fingers in his mouth, which was, when he was younger, that was his typical, when he wasn't happy, those 2 fingers would go in the mouth. I think it was more of a soothing kind of thing, but it was cute nonetheless. And so that is the title for this one, is "Adorable Even When Grumpy." And so basically I've added my title, I've added my sequins and a punched Mickey head, and here are the still photos. So with that, guys, this is the layout. I will have the links to everyone who is playing along with She's Crafty in the description box below, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.